Angels Night 2017 for the city of Detroit has proven to be another success.
Yes, firefighters responded to a record low number of fires during the three-day period. A special curfew remains in effect tonight from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Teenagers and children 17 and younger should be off the street by 9, or they risk being ticketed and taken into police custody. Residents can do their part by keeping porch lights on for trick-or-treaters and reporting any suspicious activity.
And now we need to get to a good health alert. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has increased the statewide response to the ongoing hepatitis A outbreak.
They have activated the Community Health Emergency Coordination Center and also sent out alerts to healthcare workers. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with an update on what this all means for us.
Yeah, this is actually really important, Karen and Devin. Since August 1st, 2016, there have been 457 confirmed cases of hepatitis A, with over 85% of affected people requiring hospitalization and leading to 18 deaths. Now, the most severely affected region is centered right here in southeast Michigan. So far, no single source has been identified, and it's assumed that the virus is therefore being spread from person to person. Health officials hope that by increasing the level of awareness and alert, they will have a better chance of getting ahead of this outbreak, because it has just continued since last year, and it is spread in other cities as well. Separate incidents, but this is something we just need to get a handle on.
The rates you just mentioned, this is just something you just don't want to mess with. Don't
exactly.
Get any part of it.
Main thing, if you can get vaccinated, get vaccinated.
It's not too late.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Doc. 52-year-old Westland resident is in critical condition at this hour after being hit by a sedan. It happened on Merriman Road near Hines Drive just before 7 o'clock this morning. That's when the sedan hit the pedestrian, sending him to a local hospital and temporarily closing southbound Merriman Road at Ann Arbor Trail. Merriman has since been reopened. Now the investigation is going on to find out exactly what happened there. However, drugs and alcohol are not believed to be involved.
Today, the White House and Capitol Hill reacting to the major development in the Russia investigation. The president's team saying the former campaign advisor who pleaded guilty to lying under oath had just a tiny role in the campaign. Blaine Alexander has more from the White House with that story. Blaine?
Well, Devin, despite this development, the White House is still working to push ahead with its priorities. And the president's personal attorney says he is spending all of his time on presidential work.
From what I recall,
today, Team Trump working to put distance between the president and one-time advisor George Papadopoulos, who tried to boost the Trump campaign with help from Russia.
Papadopoulos is an example of actually somebody doing the wrong thing while the president's campaign did the right thing.
He was not a person who was involved with the day-to-day operations of the campaign.
Papadopoulos pleaded guilty to charges of lying to the FBI about his talks with a Kremlin-connected Russian who claimed to have dirt on Hillary Clinton from now infamous stolen emails weeks before they became public. The president silent when asked.
Mr. President, what's your reaction to George Papadopoulos' guilty plea?
Instead, letting his tweets do the talking, saying of Papadopoulos, few people knew the young, low-level volunteer who has already proven to be a liar. News of the guilty plea competing with indictments against former campaign manager Paul Manafort and Deputy Rick Gates. The indictments not mentioning the Trump campaign, but a major development sending shockwaves from the White House to Capitol Hill.
And I have yet to see any definitive evidence of collusion.
These things are a centipede. There's always another shoe that drops.
Meanwhile, reps from Facebook, Twitter, and Google, all on Capitol Hill, grilled about fake news articles generated by Russian hackers hoping to influence the 2016 election.
And all of this is threatening to overshadow what the White House really wants to focus on: tax reform, a plan set for release tomorrow, and the president's most high-stakes foreign trip yet. He leaves for Asia this Friday. At the White House, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. Big smiles at the DSO. The Detroit Symphony Orchestra has received a donation of $15 million from the Davidson Foundation. Of that donation, $5 million comes in the form of a challenge grant. 3 other foundations have already pledged a total of $3.5 million, which is more than half of what's needed, bringing the grand total up to $18.5 million. The orchestra's endowment currently at $46.3 million, but would jump to $56 million if the challenge grant is matched.